Stay tuned for tips and techniques from the nation's top chefs in the Chef's Kitchen.
Today, we're here with Philadelphia Magazine's Guide to Holiday Entertaining here at the beautiful Miele showroom in Princeton, New Jersey. And joining me today is Mr. Rob Peters of the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board. Very nice to have you here, sir.
Thank you,
and you're going to be showing us today how to effectively pair wines with our beautiful holiday dinner. So say I'm having a gorgeous beef fillet roast for dinner. What would you say I should serve as my drink?
Well, one of the important things about matching food and wine is looking at the weight of the food and the intensity of flavor.
Okay.
And in the case of your beef dish that you're referring to, I would consider one of the heavier reds that we have today.
Okay.
Possibly a Bordeaux would be a great choice. And
something to stand up.
This stands up to the flavors in the meat, also the texture of the meat. If you want to consider another option besides Bordeaux, which tends to be a blended wine, you can go with a straight Cabernet.
Okay.
And this happens to be from Chile. Yes. Food and wine is very flexible.
Yes.
So we're just going to talk about a few ideal or traditional matchups.
Well,
but you can experiment and do different things.
And we should really drink what we like.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
What should we pair with our fishes?
I would consider more delicate wine. In the case of tilapia, a lot of times I will use things like Sauvignon Blanc. For example, we have this Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, because this wine tends to be crisp, have some nice citrus components to it. When I think about tuna, at least at home, I usually serve a red wine. I always think of tuna as steak of the ocean.
Steak.
I wouldn't hesitate to use something out of our selection. You could use some Barbera, possibly.
Okay.
Because this wine tends to be a medium-bodied wine with low tannin, but high acidity.
How about like a pasta dish?
Well, pasta, I always ask people if it's red sauce. Normally it is. Red sauce, being made from tomatoes, tend to be high in acid. There's an expression in the wine industry, if it grows there, it goes there. Okay?
Oh, that's interesting.
So when I look at Italy as its red sauces, I start thinking about Tuscany, and you can also consider Piedmont. So today, again, I'm referring back to the Barbera as a versatile food wine.
Okay.
We could consider opening the Sauvignon Blanc, because I get a lot of resistance, if you notice.
Screw top.
Yeah, the screw top or the Stelvin.
Yes.
Is the Australians in New Zealand. But their industry is really focused. Well, it did get a bad rap. The thing I remind people is 20, 25 years ago, the product in the bottle was the problem, not the closure. Okay. We were buying wines of really poor quality, and they used this type of fitting to close the top. But in reality, the screw cap is extremely reliable. And the wonderful thing I like about these closures, they don't leak. You put them in the refrigerator. I refrigerate my wines up to 5 to 7 days.
Okay.
Just treat wine like you would fruit, because wine comes from grapes, which is fruit. But cheers, just swirl it, smell that grapefruit aroma that's in there, clean and crisp.
Very, very nice. Your premium stores in Pennsylvania, you have experts on staff that will help people select wines to go with their dinner.
Every premium collection store has at least one individual that attends meetings and seminars every month. And this individual can help guide you through that maze of wine. If you're stumped on what to use, I would think about red being Pinot Noir. But if you're thinking about a universal white, I think champagne or sparkling wine. I have a Brut Rosé, which is my personal favorite. This would be my desert island wine.
Yes.
Right, if I could,
the last thing you'd
stranded.
have strapped to your back.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, forget the TV set and the iPods and all that. I'll save the rosé champagne. It also goes with fish too. So if you're living on an island,
you'll need that. Plenty of it.
Until Gilligan rescues me or whatever. But when it comes to sparkling wine, a lot of times people ask me about serving sparkling wine with dessert, and I cringe a little bit, because if you use a traditional Brut sparkling wine and then serve that with a fruit-based dessert that has a lot of sugar in it, the wine is going to seem extremely austere. One of the important things about matching food with wine should always be sweeter than the food. I wanted to open this particular sparkler because it's from Washington State. It's Domaine Saint-Michel, but it is a Method Champenoise product. They use the traditional method, which involves the secondary fermentation in the bottle. The important thing about chilling champagne is you have to bring the temperature down, because at room temperature, this is probably around 90 pounds per square inch.
Ah, I see.
So, and after chilling it, to relieve the pressure, we then have to remove the cage. Always keep your thumb, your hand on top of that cork, so you know you have some control over it. You want to use your strong hand, if you're right-handed, and you want to hold the cork solid and then twist the bottle with your other hand and slowly work the cork out, so you relieve the pressure like that.
Effortless you make it seem.
And this way you don't waste good product.
Absolutely.
Pour the product down the side of the glass.
Ah,
that
yes.
helps preserve the gas.
Happy holidays.
But here's a toast to healthy, happy holidays.
Thank you,
and,
Rob.
Also a reminder to enjoy these responsibly.
Responsibly.
Okay?
And joyfully.
So you can enjoy many holiday parties.
Cheers to that.
To see today's recipe and all of the recipes featured on the Chef's Kitchen, log on to chefskitchen.tv.